Why do string theorists think there are many dimensions? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We all are aware of the three spatial dimensions x, y, and z. So, to answer the question how many dimensions are there, the answer is 3. But if you consider a broader definition of a dimension, then time can be considered as a dimension as well. And in that case, you have total 4 dimensions, which includes 3 spatial dimensions and 1 time dimension, and you have 4 space time dimensions. But string theorists are working on a theory called string theory, and according to their theory there are several dimensions, perhaps 10 or 11. According to string theorists, there are 10 or 11 dimensions, not way, I mean almost double the conventional uh, four space-time dimensions. So why do they think that there are more dimensions? Where they think the dimensions come from, the extra dimensions? So in this video I am going to answer, I will try to justify one of the reasons why string theorists think there are many dimensions. You all must have heard about gravity. So gravity is a force that attracts mass, that is mass attracts another mass, and it was the law was discovered by Newton, and later it was justified in a sense by Einstein. So Einstein tried to justify why the gravitational law works, or how it works, why mass attracts another mass, so to speak. So you must have also seen videos related to space-time warping. So I will show you one picture over here. So this is one picture where you see the sun is warping the space. The space fabric of space is warped, and this is what Einstein argued. This is what Einstein said, that basically what is happening is a chunk of mass warps the space around it. So you can try to imagine a three-dimensional fabric. We all can think of two-dimensional fabric, all right, but it is very hard to imagine three-dimensional fabric. But one can generalize two-dimensional fabric to three-dimensional fabric, and a chunk of mass basically warps this three-dimensional fabric the way it would warp a two-dimensional fabric. And there is a video on YouTube under the title Gravity Visualized. So one may say that one may see that video as well, in which the demonstrator demonstrates how this warping attracts other mass, and how it makes other masses revolve around it. So the point here is, for gravitational force, our regular three dimensions of space are warped. So these three dimensions of space, which we all are familiar with, is warped, thereby giving rise to the gravitational force. Now you have another force which is the electrostatic force. So the way mass attracts another mass, the way these two attract each other, you have another force called electrostatic force, in which a chunk of charge would attract or repel another charge based on the polarity. If the polarity is same, they will repel. If the polarity is opposite, they will attract. For example, over here, positive will attract negative and negative will attract positive, and they will try to come together. So there is a force of attraction between charges as well. So the way Newton discovered the law of gravitation, Coulomb discovered the law of electrostatic force. And if mass warps the space such that we have something called the gravitational force, then the charges must be warping something. The charges cannot warp the space, but it warps something else. So a positive charge warps the space around it. I cannot say space, warps, yes, roughly speaking, warps the space around it, such that any negative charge that comes near it, is attracted to fall in the pit formed by the positive charge. So the argument here is, if mass warps the conventional space, what we call space conventionally, then charge warps what? It warps something. It cannot warp space. It cannot warp space. For if it warped the space, then it would affect the neutral mass as well. So if this positive charge which attracts the negative charge by forming this is the warping I am trying to show. So if this positive charge warps regular space, then even the neutral mass, even the neutral chunk of mass, this is neutral, it will also get attracted due to the warping of the space. But charges do not attract neutral masses. So in addition to two charges attracting each other due to gravitational force, because they have mass, they also attract each other due to electrostatic force. And we don't know what the electrostatic force, what the charges warp. So one thing is there, that it doesn't warp the space, it warps something else. We don't know what it warps, and that something else which we don't have access to can be called, or can be said to have extra dimensions. I mean, can be said, this warping can be said to have taking place in extra dimensions. So if we can have some kind of a another space, let me try to space prime. This is not a regular space, this is another space in which charges can create warping. So of course this space may have 3 dimensions, or who knows, only 2 dimensions, only 3, or only 5, who knows. But at least we can say that there are more dimensions. We can argue that there are more dimensions. So if the scientists think there are 3 such dimensions of where the charges warp, I don't know whether they call it 3 or 2, I don't know. If they call it 3, then what do we have? we have 3 more dimensions. So you have just found 3 more dimensions, and now you are up to 7 dimensions now. So there are 7 dimensions. So the way you have 7 dimensions over here, the way I just tried to explain how there could be 7 dimensions, there could be other arguments based on which the string theorists can say that there are more dimensions, say 10 or 11. So I hope this video made a point, and I thank you for watching.